A nearly 2-hour show, but at least we got 5 women's matches. I'm John Rethlin with my review of AEW Dark, and just quick criticism. 1, put a show on Tuesday, put a show on Friday. We don't need to have a nearly 2-hour show filled with squash matches and a couple competitive matches. I'm not saying that they shouldn't try to drive traffic to their YouTube channel, but fucking hell, just do 2 separate shows. I think it would actually get even more traffic, then fans wouldn't necessarily be exhausted. Also, glad they had 5 women's matches on Dark. Here's an idea for Dynamite. Shorten up some of the matches so some of them don't go 15, nearly 20 minutes. And then that way you can feature 2 women's matches on Dynamite and say, hey, we're going to start featuring our women more. We have women that are really talented. They're veterans. Serena Deeb, Hikaru Shida's our champion. Nyla Rose can be a great beacon of hope for the LGBT community. And honestly, just in general, Penelope Ford actually is decent enough in the ring. You can grow your women's division if you feature them properly. Otherwise, they're just competing in a vacuum and nobody's going to fucking care. And that's where I think they are dropping the ball. Is the talent depth that deep? No. They need to sign more people. They need to get them on TV more, and they need to have them grow. And they need to figure out what talents work best in the ring and with who, and go from there. They just aren't featuring them enough, and the women just feel stagnant, which is a shame because there's a lot of potential there to at least make the women's division viable. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest thing. What do you guys think? Answers in the comments, please. Excalibur and Taz on commentary, and then it seemed to be edited weirdly because Anthony Ogogo joined commentary at one point, Ricky Starks joined commentary at one point, but I don't know, it just seemed a little weirdly edited. Shawn Maluda, Bishop King, and Joey O'Reilly versus the Gun Club. Billy, Austin, and Colton, father and sons competing together. The Gun Erics, wait a minute, maybe don't call them that. Quick draw pins O'Reilly 1, 2, 3. I didn't know Colton actually wrestled, but you know what? It's good to see father and sons competing together, and they seem to be having fun. This match was fine. Then we get Archer and Old Man Snake, as Taz put it. Thanks for making me picture Jake the Snake Roberts as Old Man Snake. Thanks for that, Taz. He chokeslams O'Reilly onto his partners outside, and then Archer vows to destroy everyone in his path. Certainly not that bad. Archer's a pretty good talker. Jake's a good talker, but his voice is so goddamn shot. Ricky Starks versus Travis Titan. Anthony Ogogo joins commentary, and Ricky is awesome. Travis gets in a few shots, but falls to the spear. 1, 2, 3. And then Joey Janela versus Marco Stunt. I'm going to say right now, this was absolutely embarrassing. I don't think this should have been at any indie. They should have not been on any goddamn indie show. This was fucking embarrassing. I don't like Janela. I don't think he's any good. I saw him at a couple indie shows. He's not any good in the ring. And Marco Stunt had to see an indie show, and I just don't get it. There are people that like him. If you guys like either of these two, or both of them, great. You got something out of this match that I didn't. I didn't like it. And one of the worst matches of the year. Janela wins, and for what that's worth, absolutely nothing. And then we get a little bit of the bubbly ads. I think there were 4 or 5 during this. Yeah, great. Drink like Jericho. You can look like somebody that's, over-tanned, drunk, and suffering through a midlife crisis about 10 years after somebody should be done suffering through a midlife crisis. Seriously, Jericho needs to lay off the goddamn drinking. If he can't get in shape, if he can't do anything in the ring anymore, just step out and be a manager. God damn it. The waiting room with Britt Baker and Reba. Talk show format. I want to say right now that I did not like the tooth and nail match. I found it embarrassing. I would have found it embarrassing no matter who was involved. And I give credit to the women for trying to do something different. And I give credit to them for trying to do something different. I don't fault Britt. I don't fault Reba. But this was bad comedy. This was badly scripted comedy. If this was on WWE television, it would have been killed, and rightfully so. And this was not good. Now, am I going to vilify Britt and say that she's the worst performer there? No, I actually think Britt has leaned into this heel persona pretty well. And it's one thing to be cheesy, but it was just getting to the point where it's like the scripting made it very forced. It made it very, very forced, and I did not like it. I did not think it did anybody or any favors for anybody involved. And she talks about Kingston losing and the Bucks, and then she tosses her book through some kind of glass sound effect window, and refusal to accept defeat, and that got a canned crowd reaction, but that was kind of funny. This was abhorrent. It was just abhorrent no matter the wrestling promotion. But again, you could put anybody in there. Britt has been killing it in the heel role. You can put anybody in there. Nobody could have saved this. This was just not good. The Hybrid 2 are guests. I don't know why they were allowed to talk, and this was pointless. Absolutely pointless. Kazarian versus Griff Garrison. It was decent. Some good strikes. Griff Garrison's a pretty good, up-and-coming star. Kazarian's a very good veteran. Very nice guy. Got to meet him at an indie show almost 2 years ago. Reverse DDT, 1, 2, 3. Reign Victoria versus Penelope Ford. Now, I'm not familiar with Reign Victoria, and I hope she gets to do more here, but this one was awkward. Now, Penelope has risen up and has done pretty good, good in the ring. Has definitely come along since her time in the NWA. Or at least at a couple of NWA events. She didn't really allow her opponent to do much. Got the Fisherwoman suplex, 1, 2, 3. Brandon Cutler versus Ryzen. It was not bad, but I don't really... Brandon Cutler, good for him. He got 3 victories in a row. He hit the TPK, knees to the gut, 1, 2, 3. While Avalon is on a discount version of Shawn Michaels' Heartbreak Hotel couch and is screaming at him. I don't know why they insist on putting Peter Avalon out there, in that role at least. Peter Avalon could be a good heel. This is not good. And then we get Tesha Price versus Layla Hirsch. And Hirsch is very, very good. Tesha has some potential. But Layla, since I saw her at that Shimmer show, Shimmer at the Collective, Shimmer 118, I've really been impressed with what she's done. She's goddamn good, really strong, really good groundwork. Got an armbar for the win. Really, really good stuff. She is very good. They should sign her. Any company would be lucky to sign her. But hopefully AEW does. They need legit talent, and she could be somebody that could really boost their women's division. And Tesha Price, easy for me to say, eventually can get signed. I think she's got a good upside. TNT, Devon Dudley's boys, versus Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus with the midget. Unfortunately, TNT has potential. Luchasaurus with some big man stuff, and we get a crossface STF variation, and Jungle Boy gets the win. Good stuff. The Acclaimed, Bowens and Caster versus D3 and Angel Fashion. The Acclaimed are fucking tremendous. D3 got in a few shots, but fell to a dropkick, rack drop. Good stuff. Acclaimed are really fucking good. I'm impressed with them. Ivelisse versus Alex Gracia. I wonder if this victory will be all in Ivelisse's head. When she apologizes for being a goddamn stupid twat, I will make sure to, retract that statement. Or at least apologize on my own. But Alex Gracia, she's got nice energy. Gracia with some good agility. Ivelisse does get the victory. This is one I didn't necessarily care for. Nothing against Alex. Alex, I think, I could see why people praise her. Ivelisse, for as long as she's been in wrestling, she's not that good. She's just kind of there. Lindsay Snow, the American Kaiju versus Thunder Rosa. Oh, look, a Thunder Rosa match, and I am locked in. I am locked into anything Thunder Rosa does. Yes, more Thunder Rosa, please. AEW needs to fucking sign Thunder Rosa. Or wherever she wants to go. If she wants to go to WWE, great. But I hope AEW signs her because you can't tell me she wouldn't improve the women's division there. Nothing against the women. But Thunder Rosa would add credibility. I fucking love her. She's improved so goddamn much since being the Cobra Moon character in AEW, Lucha Underground. Snow has a good look. Tattoos are very interesting, but it adds to her look, and she does have some good power. Rear naked choke by Thunder Rosa, and then eventually Thunder Driver 1, 2, 3. This is good. Nice little match here. And then we get Peter Avalon's Incontinental segment where he's in somebody's lift car and is talking to some lady, trying to serve her wine, trying to serve her corn nuts and hot dogs, and trying to serve her stuff. And the guy says, "You've been harassing my customers all day. Get out." And he gets stranded out there in his bathrobe while the camera lady, nice lady, eventually just, drives or rides off with the guy, I guess. Whatever. These are how horror movies start. Big Swole versus Kylan King. Swole with BLM armbands, and that's great. Now, Swole has good energy. I don't think Swole's great in the ring, at least that's my opinion. I like Kylan King, and I think Kylan King has a ton of potential. Love King's look. She's great. Match was fine. Mounting and fisting action because both were trying to establish dominance. She headbutted her in the goddamn chest. Swole did. That was hilarious. And then got on to Cloverleaf for the victory, which, hey, it was what it was. I think Kylan King should be signed. I think she has a lot of upside. And then Darby is here. Calls out Ricky Starks while wearing his thumbtack jacket. Darby, that is. Here's Cage. And then Cody runs out with his headset on and with a chair because they're going to have a tag match on Dynamite tomorrow. And then we get Evans with Angelico versus Daniels with Kazarian. I mean, Daniels helped make it good. Evans isn't bad, but he's very awkward, especially for how long he's been in wrestling. And we get a trip and a bridge pin, 1, 2, 3. So there you go. That's about it for that. Not a bad episode of Dark, but let's not make these episodes nearly 2 hours anymore. Please just split them up, for the love of God. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.